Okay, let me do a quick check if I'm actually online. Let me go to my channel. Yep, I think I'm live. So I promised myself not to do these kind of off the whim type of lives or videos just to cope with the crazy updates that these AI companies are giving us. So this week is a mess. We started with Google I/O, who I believe somehow obliterated the whole AI market. They blew everyone out of it. The amount of updates that we got, and again, all of these are hypothetical promises, I would say. Take it with a pinch of salt. We've seen this happen with OpenAI, and delivery is something, or shipping is something we'll have to see for ourselves. And now, I just was having a nice evening at home. I already finished recording a video, believe it or not. And I check my mobile, and the first thing I see, Claude 4 is out. And we've seen also some kind of video that Sam Altman did by OpenAI around, again, meeting the person who was behind creating the MacBook. I don't know the person, honestly, or the iPhone, so someone who is an ex-Apple product person. So just to tease the market that there's a product coming out by OpenAI. Again, all of these things happen all together. They compete. I keep saying it. I don't know if they're competing for the customer or they're competing just for the fun of it. So, or for the investor. I feel it's for the investor, not for the customer. So anyways, so I promised myself I will not do what I'm actually doing now again. But here I am recording this video or going live because honestly, I've been waiting for a long for Claude 4 in general. Mostly Opus 4. We heard a lot about this model. And this is what I'm going to test today. And I checked, and if I'm not mistaken, let's actually do it. I checked on my mobile. Let's go here to Claude, and let's confirm for the fact that I have access to the model. So you have here, okay, so I get a notification, try Claude 4, ask Claude to break it down, okay, world's best AI coding assistant, and anytime creative partner, good. So I have Opus 4 and I have Sonnet 4. Everything else is in more models because honestly you don't need them. So Google made a lot of waves recently, but I've never thought that there's any model that really beat Claude in general, Sonnet 3.7 before this in coding. And I always was saying they are playing a smart game, Anthropic, I mean, and they're just focusing on this niche. It is coding. We are the best in coding. No one can beat us there. You can go and do online access. You can beat us there. Image, beat us there. We don't care. Coding, no one will beat us. And I don't know. I hope it's planned, less pressured into actually doing this release. So I'm going to test. Again, what encouraged me to do the test early as well is that I just recently did a video on O3 and O4 mini testing. So I have a recent good, I would say fairly good prompts ready to go. And those are the use case I'm gonna do today to actually challenge Claude in general. So I'm gonna actually work with not Sonnet, I'm gonna work with Opus 4, okay? So I think Opus is the flagship model that has been in the shadow for a long time with all the improvements on Sonnet. And it's time to test the best and greatest they have. Now, before we go there, let's just quickly take a glance on Claude 4. So this is the announcement, official announcement that just came now. Okay, so if you're watching this, you're already having something early. I do not know. Write me a comment in the comment section. If you're there, write me a chat. Give me some love if you're watching already. If no one is watching, well, hopefully later on people will watch the recording of that live. Okay, so OBS is not giving me how many people are there. Anyways, so let's start with the introduction to this. Today we're introducing the next generation of Claude models, Claude Opus 4 and Claude Sonnet 4, setting new standards for coding, advanced reasoning, and AI agents. So 3 things that are going after: coding, advanced reasoning, and AI agents. I think agents is the big thing this year, so that's a must. I use in my agent flows N8 and flow-wise, I always use, honestly, OpenAI. A little bit I use Claude. I think I'm gonna try to use it further now with having Opus 4. That is something interesting to test out. Claude Opus 4 is the world's best coding model. Again, see, this is their niche. This is their sweet spot, coding. With sustained performance on complex, long-running tasks and agent workflows, Claude Sonnet 4 is a significant upgrade to Claude Sonnet 3.7, delivering superior coding and reasoning while responding more precisely to your instructions. So that's always an important thing, instruction following. So we've seen that with GPT 4.1, they did an improvement there. There's a video, I'm not gonna play it now. I'm not sure if you're gonna get the system audio here. Regardless, it's something that you can watch later. I will do something better. I'm gonna actually test it for you. And by the way, let me take a quick break and show you, hey, this is a new free SKOOL community I've created just to discuss these things. And already I made a post about Sonnet, or about Claude in general, Opus and Sonnet. Here, I think I put it under AI talks. So if you log in here, you're gonna find this post. Join it, it's free for now. So just info commercial in the middle of all of this. Okay, alongside these models, we are also announcing, so okay, there's more to pack in this announcement, or more to unpack in this announcement. Extended thinking with tool use. Okay, this is in beta. Both models can use tools like web search during extended thinking, allowing Claude to alternate between reasoning and tool use to improve responses. So they're mixing reasoning with some tool use finally. So by the way, the browsing internet was something they actually were missing for some time. Now they got, I think that will make their coding ability better as models. New model capability. Okay, both models can use tools in parallel, follow instructions more precisely, and when given access to local files by developers, demonstrate significantly improved memory capabilities. Okay, extracting and saving key facts to maintain continuity and build tacit knowledge over time. That's interesting. This is the first time I see the use of tacit knowledge when it comes to AI models. So this is where the model will pick up on these nuances, these small things that you're trying to achieve on a project, and it will memorize them and it will keep them while you converse with it. If there's one thing I actually am wishing with this newer generation of Claude models is the limit. The worst thing that happens when you use Anthropic and Claude, that doesn't happen obviously if you're using Cursor or Windsurf, but when you're using the interface, the online interface of Anthropic themselves, at some point you might hit a limit and it will ask you to open a new window. I know for long context, even Gemini, even the best of them, it will start going sideways, it will not respond coherently, but at least you can remain for much longer within the same session. I hope they do that. Let's see if something around that is there. Again, if people are watching, write me a comment for the fun of it. I should be seeing it. It's the first time I'm using OBS. I used to use something else. Anyways, so let's carry on. Claude Code is now generally available. After receiving extensive positive feedback during our research preview, we're expanding how developers can collaborate with Claude. Claude Code now supports background tasks via GitHub Actions and native integrations with VS Code and JetBrains, displaying edits directly in your file for seamless pair programming. Okay, so that's about Claude Code, some improvements there. New API capabilities, I think that is due. We are releasing 4 new capabilities on the Anthropic API that enable developers to build more powerful AI agents. the code execution tool, MCP connector, files API, and the ability to cache prompts for up to 1 hour. Okay, that's super interesting. So we're getting 4 things. Code execution tool, so you can potentially, I think this is a big one. I think this will bring a lot of people to Claude. So now when I do my automation, when I do it on Zapier, so you have a step called Code by Zapier where you can run JavaScript or Python code. It is one of the most powerful things on Zapier. Make, the last I checked, maybe I'm wrong, had a challenge of not having that. They don't offer it to the customers. You can do it in Make, but through going to a node that is powered by a third-party service that you have to pay for. If through API you can run code and get the response, this will make potentially any automation or any application, like you can get really creative building things. If you can send a code and Anthropic runs it for you and gets you the response, even if it's limited applications, that is superior. That is something that I've never seen before by any other AI company, honestly. MCP connector, we'll have to check that. If you can connect to MCPs or get your API to the request to include a connection to an MCP and running some part of that connection, we'll have to check that. That would be super interesting. Files API, finally, we can attach files in the request and the ability to cache prompts. Okay, lots of good, interesting things. Claude Opus 4 and Sonnet 4 are hybrid models offering 2 modes, near instant responses and extended thinking for deeper reasoning. The Pro, Max, Team, and Enterprise code plans include both models and extended thinking. So I'm on the Pro model. You get the Max, which is, I would say, the Pro version of OpenAI and now the Ultra version of Google. With Sonnet 4 also available for free users, both models are available on the Anthropic API, Amazon, Bedrock, and Google's Cloud Vertex AI. Okay, so it's available. And check this out. Opus 4 is at $15 and $75 per million tokens for input and output. So per 1 million tokens, it costs the API $15 for input and $75 for output. Be careful when using it in the API. Sonnet is 3 and 15. Okay, that's reasonable. More people might be okay with this. Opus, I mean, we've seen these kind of super expensive API models. They usually don't get used. Things should, in theory, get cheaper when things are evolving technologically. But with these models, they are experimental. I would say they spent lots of money to train it. Now they want to recover some of it. Hopefully it delivers, because if it delivers, people will pay. Lots of functionalities, people will be willing to pay to get quality responses. If it doesn't deliver, that will be a problem for them. Okay, so let's carry on. Claude 4. Okay, again, okay, so we go to the benchmarks. So here they're talking about the software engineer benchmark. They're ranking 72.5, okay, and terminal bench 43.2. So we'll see the benchmarks later on and how they compare to others. Again, they excel in coding for complex problem solving, powering frontier agent. Okay, so Cursor calls it state of the art of coding. So clearly they're associating themselves again with Cursor. I think if you're using Cursor, if you're using Windsurf, it's safe to anticipate that the preference of the model that you use with these tools was Sonnet 3.7. Probably now is going to be Sonnet 4 or even Opus 4. So again, they talk about some of these use cases for their models. So Sonnet 4 significantly improves on Sonnet 3.7 industry-leading capabilities, excelling in coding with a state-of-the-art 72.7% in software engineer bench. The model balances performance and efficiency for internal, external use cases with enhanced steerability for greater control over implementation while not matching Opus 4 in most domains it delivers. Okay, so they're keeping that differentiation between the two models. Interesting. GitHub says Claude Sonnet 4 soars in agentic scenarios and will introduce it to the base model of the new coding agent in GitHub Copilot. Manus highlights the improvement. Okay, so they're talking about all of these partners that leverage Sonnet and now probably Opus to actually deliver what they deliver. So all of them apparently are happy with it. Okay, so there's a reduction even in errors, or I would assume everything is positive. Okay, so let's look at the software engineering benchmark here. So this is Opus 4 at 79.4%. You can see it here. And then we have 80% for Sonnet 4. Okay, so that's super interesting. Again, you can see here, I think the dark orange is without thinking or extended thinking, where the fairer one is with that. Sonnet 3.7. So there's at least a 10% advantage over Sonnet 3.7. I don't know why, but I would have expected more, honestly. That's me. So OpenAI Codex 1, not bad, but still they claim that both Opus 4 and Sonnet 4 beats this model. I didn't test it. This is now available only for ChatGPT Pro Plus users are behind. So if ever Sam Altman watches this video, Sam, come on. We are the one who supported you in the beginning, the Plus users. Keep us happy with these drops. Okay, so this is a claim. We'll have to check. I cannot actually give an accurate feedback when it comes to Codex 1. I didn't try it. O3 I might, because the same prompt I just tested a couple of weeks back with O3. And then you can go on your own to these benchmarks. I guarantee you in most areas these will be beating other models. We know how this goes. So model improvements, in addition to extended thinking with tool use, parallel tool execution. Okay, they mentioned about the parallel. Okay, both models are 65% less likely to engage in this behavior. So this is, okay, shortcuts and loopholes. That's good. Okay, also it dramatically, this is Opus 4 outperforms all previous models on memory capabilities when developers build applications. Okay, it's all good. It's all nice. This is some samples here. Finally, we've introduced thinking summaries for Claude 4 models, yada yada. Okay, I want to go testing, honestly. And some more video and then getting started. And okay, you can check out this link. Just search for Claude 4. It will be probably one of the top results, if not the first one on Google when you search for it. Now let's actually go to what we're going to test. So this is the Google document that I created when I tested O3, and it was a long test. I'm not going to do everything. Probably I'm going to take 2 or 3 out of them. I will start with the first one, which I wouldn't usually test with Sonnet, which is the geoguessing. But now that it has internet access, I'm going to actually test that. So let me just give me a second here to select. Okay. Oh, now I have the information on the stream. 37 people viewing. So thank you for being here. No one actually gave a comment. That was what confused me. Okay, so I have a good amount of audience. So let's start with that. So when we did the geoguessing with O3, actually it blew my mind. It was weirdly good, scary good. So let's do the same now with Claude. So let me just put the same prompt in. Now, I will actually, if you already watched that, I will not ruin it for you. If you watch the O3 video, but the location, let's see. Let me just drop the file. So this is an image. Maybe you can see here. Unless you come where I come from, you can't tell where this thing is. Or it's very hard to tell. And O3 got it. Like, not 100%, but really, really close. And not, like, it's scary that an AI model got it right. Let's put it that way. So let's do this. So this is the first run with Claude Opus 4. Let's hit go and see if it actually can help us identify where this image came from. So it's thinking. So let's look at the thought process. Okay, so it's looking at the terrain. Okay. So, okay, Middle East already. Okay. So I think it's identifying Jordan. Okay, let's see. Let's go to the result. Okay, so most likely location, Palestine or Jordan, possible specific area. Okay, the hills of the West Bank. Okay, northern of Jordan. The landscape could, okay, it's a broader kind of description. It didn't give something accurate or decisive while the prompt asks for something like that. So, but it's saying this is possibly hills around Amman, Jordan. Now, this is really accurate. I mean, just the fact that it just identified that area of the world where probably this image came from is by itself astonishing. O3 actually said, if you know Jordan, Jarash in Jordan, which is wrong. This is my hometown in Jordan. This is called Salt. Now, interestingly, here they're highlighting Nablus. Nablus is in Palestine and it's the closest to Salt. So very close association, at least I would say, in how things look. So very close. I would give this, if I'm comparing between Claude and O3 or OpenAI, I would give this still to O3. Now, okay, we know Anthropic, they never boast about other capabilities other than the coding. Like the coding is where their game is. This is what they're interested in. So this is just to get, it's very good. I mean, it's very good. It's very scary that AI models can spot a country just from an image. So I will not dismiss this, but this goes to O3. Let's go to the next challenge. Okay, so this is the first code challenge. So at this time, what I did here, I asked O3 to create a game that is a card memory type of game. You know those games where you flip a card, see the image, flip it back, and try to find two of the same. And if you actually open two of the same, they remain open and so forth until you go through the whole cards. O3 did a good result, interesting one. So I'm gonna go back to our friend here and we'll have a new chat. And again, let's select Opus 4 and I will paste in the same prompt. And then I will take the code that I get out of Opus. I will run it in Replit, which is open and ready. And then we'll see the kind of game we get, and I'll give you my impression. If you watched that original video, probably you can tell or make an opinion for yourself and write that comment in the comment section for me. But if you didn't watch it, you can go back and watch it. But I'll give you at least from my experience of what O3 gave and what I'm getting here, what is, in my opinion, the best. Okay, so it's giving the code. Actually, you know, you can run this in artifacts. This is one of the amazing things about Claude. Let's see if it actually, if it's usable through artifacts, because this is mostly HTML. That could be enough for us without going to Replit. Yeah. Okay. So it looks nice. So number of moves, cards, so let's open one. Okay. So the UI is nice, by the way. I don't know if it's, I think my image is obstructing the whole thing. Let me move to the other side. Hopefully now it's clearer for everyone. It looks good, actually. It looks good. So let me move this a little bit here. Okay, let's carry on. I think this was here, no. This was here, okay, so we got one. Okay, I'm just looking at how these things, okay. This I didn't see before. This is here. See, I don't have that bad of a memory. I saw this somewhere. Okay. Yeah. So, honestly, let's hit new game. Let's just test. Yeah. I think this gets it. Maybe this is not an enough challenge for Opus. Let's do something else. But it's better than what I got from O3. At least the visual, the user interface is better. Let's go to something else. Okay. Okay. So this is a prompt that I used to see if I get to break O3, and I did. And it's a prompt asking for complete application, front end, back end, everything in one run, in one go. I don't know if Opus, well, they're not notorious like Google with the context window. So I might actually break Opus with this. So let me test it and see what we get. Now, if we get the complete thing, again, if you see here, it's already on extended thinking. Let's again select Opus. And let's run it. Let's see how much it can pump out in terms of code all at once. That's basically what this is testing. I'm not interested in running the code. I might do it out of curiosity if enough. So write me in the comment section if it does that. Do you want me to actually run the code and see what we get? We can do that together. But the interest if it actually will go through the whole thing. So it started with the read files. Okay, so it's breaking everything down into a single file. So I have to copy paste. Probably I'm not gonna try to run it in real time, but I just want to see how far it goes. Unless it does the shortcut. So if you remember, when we read the announcement, they say it reduced doing these type of shortcuts when it delivers the request outcome. So if you request something, if it's long, it doesn't do shortcuts that diminish the quality of the code. Let's see. So this should be high-level code, the best that Opus can give us, and it shouldn't stop until it's done. So let's see how that goes. And this is a complex app that I asked for, honestly. So probably it's not fit for a live. Something, even if I get it, maybe I'll just share on X and maybe in the community on SKOOL, the free community. You can go there, join it today. It's free. I don't know till when it will remain free, but I want to build that community of like-minded people who want to be on the top 1%, playing with AI, understanding artificial intelligence in business, work, careers, life. I love it. So let me tell you a story while it's working, because I think it's going to beat the challenge. That's impressive. So today I recorded a video about a paper, but I wanted to understand it at a level that will make it easier for me to explain it to people. So what I've done is I used Notebook LM and I gave it the PDF and I heard the podcast thing that it does. And then I gave the same PDF to ChatGPT Advanced Voice Model and I asked it just to digest it. I opened a session with the Advanced Voice Model, and all the way back from my office, from work, my day job back home, I was actually exchanging with the ChatGPT Advanced Model and asking it details around the paper, trying to get it to explain concepts to me. I mean, the learning process with artificial intelligence is out of this world today, in this day and age. Many things I'm questioning, honestly, in how I approach things with AI. And I think everyone should do that kind of questioning. Everything when it comes to certificates, the conventional way of learning, all of that should change. All of that should change. Really, AI is democratizing knowledge, learning, so many things. So still going. So that's super impressive, honestly. I don't think even Google 2.5 Pro is capable of this. I'm just saying that. I think already Opus 4 at least beat the flagship models of ChatGPT and Gemini, or Google Gemini's 2.5 Pro. I have no doubt that already this beat them. And the interesting thing will be once we, I don't know, maybe it's already on Windsurf and Cursor. That would be interesting to see how it works. So let's see here. So we actually got the whole thing. Now it's just explaining what it did and how to run it. And this is a big win for Opus. I mean, this thing is long. I mean, if you see the cursor over here, I know I have my screen big for things to be clear for you. But if I scroll, you can see the amount of code that it pumped all at once. That's impressive. Okay, so I have Andrew. Hey Andrew, it's been a while. So I'm starting to get some comments. Thanks for that. What do you think the job market will be like for software engineers given the rapid development in these AI models? And that's Abed Hero. Okay, I only think it's better. I mean, depends on the individual. If you're the kind of person that will leverage this to do better, you're gonna do better. But I think it will just make, it will give them superpowers. Now, I vibe code. I'm not a software developer. I'm not a software engineer. And I know it's like a kid playing with a gun, sort of, with safely, I would say, for the most part. Maybe it's not that safe, by the way. But if you get someone who knows what software engineering is, what makes good development versus bad development, good code versus bad code, the principles of building good software, ground up, the logic, how to build that logic, and you give them the capabilities of these advanced AI models, they will do things that they themselves couldn't do in the past. So that will create more value. Each individual, in terms of developer or engineer, will do more value. But also it will give chance for the non-developers, like myself. I do things for myself. I'm very careful. I'm learning a lot. But I think I have no chance against a well-rounded developer who has access to such technology. That's no way to compete with those people. But also I wouldn't dismiss the hungry person who maybe life couldn't give them the chance to study development, code, or computer science in general, and they're really eager to learn this and build something. So I always encourage people to build, even they're not software engineers. I think it will create lots of value. If you bring value to the workplace, if you're an employee, I think this whole structure, by the way, will change. Maybe this is not the topic of the video. This whole dynamic will change. We used to hear gig economy. I think it's going to be a reality. I don't think at some point in the future, the younger generation especially, maybe I'm a millennial and older, I'm 20 years experienced in my career, but I see the difference in the younger generations in the office at least. I don't think they're interested to be employees. They're interested to be gig workers of some sort. They will do some job for you, but they're not interested to stick around. You pay them well, they will stay. You don't pay well, they're going to do their own thing. And there's technology today giving them so many chances. I keep pushing those younger people at least to go and build something. Okay, so it passed with flying colors. Like, it's something I've never seen before. Complete code. Maybe people might question this code. If you're interested, by the way, I can just throw it in the comment. Write me a comment in the comment section if you want it. I'll just copy the whole thing and put it in the comment. Maybe it doesn't fit in a single comment, by the way, but it didn't break down. That's the most important thing, and that's very important when you're having these kind of runs with an interface with an artificial intelligence model. So now we are going rogue. I want to do something more impressive. I want to ask it to build a game, you know, one of these games that you've seen if you checked it out on X. So let me use AI to get the prompt. Sometimes you have to do that. So let's go to neutral grounds. I will not go to OpenAI or Gemini. I think Perplexity is a fair game. It's a neutral ground when it comes to AI models. Okay, so let's ask it to find us a good prompt to test actually Claude's capability or Opus capability of building a complex 3D game. Something tested. I would ask it to look for something tested and get us a result. Okay, so hang with me for a second here. I'll keep it simple, but something that at least we can test out. Okay, here goes nothing. So I'm just asking it to go online, look for something tested, a prompt that is tested. You know, I've tried many of them to create that sphere with the ball simulation inside it. So you have many balls that move. One time I got one to create at least a single ball with its own mind, its own will, and it moves. I mean, these are well-known tests. If you go to X, you'll find a lot of them. Probably now you're going to be overwhelmed with them with this new model out. So I'm just test it again with Opus. Okay, I'm just going to hit allow. So I have 3 comments from Zero. I think it's good, but I don't think Mr. Zero, it is, I mean, in the benchmark, to be fair, they don't show it. They show it as 10% better than 3.7. So there is a possibility that with all of the commotion this week, they had to rush pushing it out, shipping it. Okay, here's a proven challenging prompt structure optimized for Claude Opus. Okay, capabilities, incorporating insights from performance analysis and prompt engineering research. So develop a complex 3D Rubik's Cube simulation with these requirements. Okay, so this is the task. So let's copy this. So this is a Rubik's Cube request type of game. Example, okay. So let me just take it as it is and throw it to Opus 4. Let's start a new chat. I don't know how much we get per day, but at least as a pro account. And let me push it and let's see the kind of game that we get. Probably this one is a game I'll have to run on Replit. So Replit is ready and we'll just have to wait for a second until we get this thing. I'm not good at Rubik's Cube. I've never been good at it, never figured them out. Okay, let me move myself a little bit up here. Maybe it's the best spot for me. So it's creating a system architecture. This is super interesting. Okay. What the hell I asked for? I don't know. So maybe I should have read this in detail. Let's see. Let's see what we get. And you know, I think I know this test. So I think this is a test, maybe Perplexity picked it from a fellow much bigger YouTuber who did this, I think, a couple of times in testing models in getting them, and he did it for O3 as well, in getting them to actually solve Rubik's Cube. It's type of a simulation. So maybe this is the one. The thing is, it's giving me the code in a way that's not helpful for me. Probably my response after this is to give me files to actually build it and run it in. So this is the architecture document. Okay. So plotted implementation strategy for 3D Rubik's Cube artifact. Okay, now let's create a working implementation. That's weird. I don't know if they if it can run it here in artifact. I don't think an artifact can run such simulation. Honestly, if you can simulate this in an artifact, that's super impressive. I don't think so. Let's see. It is looking good. I mean, 10% in today's world as improvement to a model performance is huge. Already 3.7 Sonnet is super good for me. And 10%, it's not 10% in the way maybe we measure it. It might be actually much better than, it feels much better than 10% when you use it in certain scenarios. I will be super stoked to really test it in the windsurf. I can join the community. I can give you the feedback on that. If you join the community, SKOOL community, again, it's free. But yeah, I will see what it does with windsurf. I'm working on small project. Even Sonnet 3.7 gave me some trouble there. I don't know if that 10% will put me over a threshold that it will make my life much easier building. Well, Zero, I'm not a software engineer. I'm an engineer. I'm an electronics engineer. Actually, it ran the whole thing. Like, come on. Tell me this is actually, you know, I'll do this for everyone. This is unpublished, publish and copy link. So I'll put it in the chat. So yeah, if you want to all check it out while I do, because honestly, I didn't expect that. It actually, so let's see. Let's play it before I share it with everyone. So let's scramble the cube. Did I get excited? Okay, so you can even change the dimensions. Okay, so I can move it in 3D. That's super impressive. Okay. It's not, Okay, click and drag to rotate the cube. Shift plus drag to rotate faces. Okay, so I have to click shift. Is it on Mac something else? Maybe command, control, no, not control. Shift and drag mouse wheel to zoom, okay. Let me disable this. Okay, no, this is what gives it smooth. I don't know why the faces is not working. Like everything else is working. Let's go back to the original one. Just I don't know what gets it. So okay, let me go back to the chat. Great, thanks. Always say thank you to the AML. You never know what happens in the future. But I can't rotate faces. Is it a problem in code or running this in artifacts? Can you fix? So let's get it to fix it, and then I'll give the link to everyone for the artifact so you can play with it. So going back to our friend here, Zero, actually Gemini 2.5 Pro is one of the cheapest, at least through API, unless what you're talking about is the membership. So no need to go with the Ultra. Okay, let's again republish this. Okay, still working. It seems to me it's not it's not redoing the whole code from scratch. It's just going through the code, fixing the problem. I don't know if that's what's happening, but this is how it feels. And see here again, I don't know if this was before and I never noticed it, but we have version control. So it's still thinking. Okay. I see something significant here. So it's running code, changing code, running it and testing. Changing code, running it and testing. I've never seen, not Gemini, not OpenAI do this. You know, the artifact thing, when they did it, it was a strike of genius. Let's see what it does with it. Again, the way Anthropic is focusing on code, I think makes them one of the smartest. They don't have to go after the hype of other AI companies who are racing and competing on everything, every angle or every side or every aspect of AI they're competing. Anthropic is very strategic, I think, about it. And I think eventually it will be a winning business, a winning model. So who from people watching now have access to or members of Anthropic? The funny thing is I don't use it a lot, by the way. I use it more through Replit or through Windsurf. But I never, a couple of times I unsubscribed and then I subscribed again just to do content for people. But it also at times solved something that no other model actually addressed or solved for me. So I can't get myself to unsubscribe. I have too many subscriptions, believe me. But not Anthropic, not Claude. And probably with this, for sure, I'm not gonna unsubscribe. And one thing I'm noticing, again, this is all subjective. It's not an objective type of measuring this. Again, benchmarks will come, people will test the model, and they will give us the results. But from my perspective, many cases you get new models from these companies, and they tell you it's better in this way, in this way, this is the benchmark. It doesn't feel as better. So it's fixed it. It went in 7 iterations. You can see here 7 iterations. Let's publish this. Okay, still going. Okay, how to use face rotation: shift and drag. Hold shift and click drag and face. Okay. Or press RLUDF. Okay, let's see. Let's publish it. Publish and copy link. Link copied. So let's go back here and then paste and go. So this is the new fixed one. So let's hit shift and oh, okay. It's going a little bit crazy. So if I say scramble, it's scrambling. Let's see. Okay, it's reset. So it might not be. Let me scramble it. So again, it scrambles out of bound. You can see it here. And if I say AI solve, it's trying to solve. I think it's the way the visual is coming out. I don't know what this means. So I'm sure the YouTuber I told you about, who actually I think this came from his novel idea to test AI models, probably will make a better judgment. I will give it one more chance. I mean, if you're willing to hang in there to fix this, one more chance, and then I'll conclude with my opinion or my intake on the whole thing. Let's see if Opus 4 will fix it. Or you know what? I'm gonna, oh, okay, if I switch to Sonnet, it's gonna be a new chat. So let's keep it with Opus. Now it is working, but the cube's visual has okay. Let's see again. To be fair, I'm not doing, my best game in prompting. Not to take more time out of your day or night, but also this is part of actually testing such model. So let's see. Now it's actually starting from scratch. If you remember in the previous run, it seemed it went through the code and just did some changes. Let's see how it does it here. So here it started from scratch, at least the first time. Let's see if this is the run where actually get a cube that we can scramble and that AI will fix it for us. So any questions while we're waiting? Any questions through this awkward silence? I can see 27 people watching, so one question could come. And hey, if you're not part of the community or you're not subscribing to my channel, consider subscribing to my channel. I usually do actual videos and not such live. Today again we have breaking news in the world of AI, so this is why I'm doing this. So consider subscribing, like the video, share it with others. If you know someone who's probably like me, and many of you, I'm pretty sure, a geek enough to spend their evening watching videos about AI and looking into it. You know, I'm at a stage where I caution people in my social circles not to discuss AI with me, because usually they regret opening the topic of AI with me, because I can talk about it non-stop. So that's what happens to geeks. No, I didn't test creative writing. So I'll tell you something, Daniel. If you have a prompt in mind you wanted me to test, hey, I'll keep going. I mean, I'm doing this for all of you guys. So write me a prompt that you want me to test about creative writing. If this is something you're good at, I'm not, I can test it for you. And tell me, do you want it with Opus or Sonnet? So the Rubik's Cube one, I did not. I did not. So this is, I hate cables. That's a that's a nice name. So I did not. But you know, I'm telling people here. There's actually, you know what? Let me just open X for a second. So there's I'm bad with names. There's a really nice, much bigger YouTuber who's infamous in testing models with the Rubik's Cube. Now I've got this through asking Perplexity to give it to me, and probably Perplexity picked it up from his YouTube videos. So that's interesting. So let's see what we're getting. So major fixes. Okay, so it should be fixed now. Honestly, I'm not gonna go for a fourth time if still there are issues. It will affect my opinion here. I didn't watch the other YouTuber's video in detail, but what I remember, I forgot his name. I can refer him in the description later on. But I remember actually, unless he did some cuts in or video editing, but usually he shows it fully operational with the models. So I don't know if it happens with him from the first time. Yeah, so it's my first time testing it with the Rubik's Cube. It can be something that I retain for future testing. So Sarah Queen, if you ask me, I know people they love Gemini 2.5. I love it as well. I think it's super, especially with the long context. But for me, nothing still, even at 3.7 Sonnet, nothing beats Sonnet. My personal intake. So now, I don't know if it's clear on the screen. I don't think you are seeing it as clearly as I am. There's it looks as if it's on a flat surface, and there's shadow. So that's interesting. Let's try to. Okay. So the shift and drag is not working. Oh, it worked. Okay, let's try. Okay, interesting. We got it to work. We got it to work. So let me like. It's not as responsive as you'd want it to be. Okay, let's do it a couple of times. I'll have to like do major moves in the mouse to get it to. Okay, so let me say, okay, AI solve. It's not perfect visually. It's not perfect. There's issues, but at least it's a cube, and it didn't solve it. It didn't work. I mean, if I spend more time prompting it, I hope I'm not giving. It's just the issue with the. I hope it's not an issue with running it here. I think, I don't know. If I run it through Replit, will it change the outcome? I'm not sure. What do you think? Do you think I should try running it on Replit? Anyone has an opinion? Let me just take a quick look at the code we're dealing with here. Hope. But where is the AI coming from? I'm not sure there is a real AI connection. You know what? Let me do this. Just to make sure I'm testing it properly. I have time. If you're interested, you can watch on. And you'll have to wait for my feedback on that if you don't want to leave, or I can put it in the community. Just write me a comment there. So let me ask it. Now, because it says when we look at the Rubik's Cube here, AI solve. I mean, AI solve, I'm assuming you'll need access to an AI model. Now, this is happening here through the, the UI access of Anthropic. It's not happening. So this is why I went back and, okay, so I hit the usage limit. See, and it resets at 3 a.m. Subscribe to max, which is $100, which I'm not going to do, honestly. So whether we like it or not, yeah, we can't actually complete the test even on Replit. Let me put for everyone the artifact link. The chat. So check it out, play with it. Now my take on this whole thing. Let me go back to the. Okay, if you want to see my full ugly face. I feel they came early. Because of pressure, and the pressure is big. And as I said it before, I feel in certain times when I look at how these companies operate, they're competing for investors, they're not competing for customers. It feels like it sometime. And the other thing is not only judging Anthropic here, also looking at the Google I.O. with so many great things they put out recently, OpenAI, intelligence will become expensive. So if you're complaining about Gemini 2.5 Pro being expensive, and I saw that comment by one of the people watching, I think all of them will become expensive. And at some point, I think with AI, we're gonna hit a point where we are in that Apple versus Android position, because it will keep getting expensive. Certain models and features will remain exclusive. So today with OpenAI, we have the Pro membership at $200 a month. That's a lot of money. We have the Ultra with Google at $250 per month. That's expensive. We have the Max here, which if I click this button, you don't see my screen, I know, but if you want to upgrade to Max, we are talking about $100 per month. And again, Anthropic doesn't have all the perks that these other two, Google and OpenAI, have. Intelligence is getting expensive, and I think for the most people, they either will not afford any of those, and if they afford some of them, probably they'll have to make a decision. Like for me, I do this, I have a YouTube channel about AI, I have all of these memberships. I can't afford a single one, honestly. If I decide to commit to OpenAI, for example, just to get the scoop when it comes to the next model, I can't do this with OpenAI and Anthropic and Google. I can't pay around $450 a month to get access to AI. I will not use that much of AI in my day-to-day work. So it's putting people at a place where people have to make a decision to commit. This is why I compare it to Apple and Android. And I don't know where this goes, but clearly intelligence will be an exclusive commodity. So I think that we're heading down that direction. Later on, with competition, will it go back and become cheaper? I'm not sure. When you talk to product people around pricing and strategies there, it's a dangerous move for them to reduce later on. Hopefully competition will give us that. Hopefully new players will come with similar intelligence that will shake the market and get people to reduce these kind of pro and ultra tiers to reduce them. But as a model, it's a big improvement. Definitely something you can feel at least. They tell us it's an improvement of 10% in the benchmark. I'm sure after today, this is like the quick kind of live around it. People will test more with benchmarks, and we're going to see crazy things on X, go on X. And if you see something interesting, please join the SKOOL community and share it there. And we see how it goes. So all in all, interesting. Honestly, when I saw the news and the way it happens, this is the AI hype, which I hate. I thought it will be bigger. It's big, not as big as getting Claude 4 in the same week of Google I/O and some announcements by OpenAI. So good, kudos to the Claude team. I think this just helps vibe coders out there. And I appreciate everyone who joined the live. I think I got a fairly good audience, and even someone's asking when will AI replace us. I can't answer that. I don't think it will ever happen. It is sometimes concerning, sometimes interesting, intriguing. It feels like it will help us. I don't think you should worry about AI. You should worry about corporates and making fast decisions to make more money without really thinking them. That's what worries me at night, not AI itself. AI should increase the value of people. So with this, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the live broadcast and the tests that we've done today. And with this, thank you for watching and hanging in, and good night or good morning wherever you are. Thank you.